Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today we are taking a look at what I believe is one of the best entry-level and cheap Swiss watches. This is the Victorinox I.N.O.X Professional Diver. Now I'll just say it right up front here, if you want to purchase this watch, you can go check out the link in our description. It's $595 or cheaper. We can try to find the cheapest link, but right now that's what we've found. So now we're going to take this watch down to the inspection table and we'll get a closer look at it. Okay guys, so here's the watch in greater detail, and right off the bat I'm going to go off this watch's huge 45mm stainless steel case. So the case is mainly brushed all around, but it feels very good. It's very fine brushing and very, very uniform. But one thing I also want to say about this case, it's made out of 316L steel. And what that is that's basically the benchmark for high quality stainless steel used in watches. That's the same steel that Omega, and brands like Omega and Tudor use for their watches. And what that is that just means it's very high quality, it's going to stand up to daily wear, and it really shouldn't cause an issue. So yeah, but very, very stylish case, I think. I like how they made... So this watch is made to be Victorinox's toughest watch. I'm just going to go into this right now. So it's put up through many stress tests. One includes being run over by a 64-ton tank, being bathed in acid, stuff like that. So this will for sure stand up to daily wear and tear. And they kind of brought that into the look of the case. I really like how they made the bezel with the beveled edges around, where they also display the numbers for the diving bezel, but they do that on the non-diver versions too. But what that is that makes the watch look like a hex bolt, and they did that because hex bolts are usually seen as being just like used for tough projects and stuff like that. And to further the toughness of the watch, they put very exaggerated crown guards on it. Now I'd say that's past actual functionality and more for looks, but I mean, your crown, it just shows your crown will not be knocked off with this watch. So now we're going on to the bezel here, which I talked briefly on. So the diver's bezel is probably one drawback of this watch. It looks very good. I love the look of it. It's finished perfectly. I love the indices, but the drawback about it is the action. The action is it's a 120 click bezel, but it's very, very clicky and doesn't necessarily feel high quality. It wiggles a little bit. I mean, you can get used to it, but the actual action itself isn't the best. So yeah, but overall I'd say the case on this watch is overall, you may have seen our Tag Heuer Formula 1, and I'd say this actually kind of competes with that watch, but this is a lot cheaper. I would say that its case actually is a big step up from that watch. I mean, the Tag Heuer's case just felt incredibly low quality, didn't have much weight to it. This has a lot of weight to it and feels very high quality. So now moving on to the dial. So the dial is a black matte dial. Now, Victorinox did a very good job with the dial. They made it as black as possible without making it shiny, and I really like that. Great uniform color, and also one of the tests is seeing that the dial won't fade with the sun, so the dial will keep its color over a long period of time. Now, the other thing I like are the... You don't know if you can see it, but there are red numerals moving around the chapter ring, which is very thick, and the dial is very deep, which gives it a cool look. But I really like the accent of red. It matches the second hand very well, and it just kind of adds some more color to the dial. So now moving on to the second hands and indices. The indices are very cool. I like them a lot. So in the dark, they glow blue, and it is very bright. And then, everything on this watch glows blue, except for the minute hand and the lume pip. Now what that is to make it very, very visible at night if you're diving. So you can really see where just everything is, like what time it is. It makes it very easy. So then those match up. But it is very, very good lume. It lasts for a very good period of time, and I would compare it to... Actually, I'd say I'd compare it to like a Seiko's lume, which is like their SKX lume, which is very, very notably good. But, so the movement of this watch is a quartz Ronda movement. Now, that just means... The reason they didn't... I wish they did an automatic movement in this. But the reason they didn't is to drive that price down a bit, and to also I think, to contribute to the toughness, because it's made to be a tough watch. So, I mean, the movement, it's great. Wish they would have had an automatic, but the Ronda movements are very, very reliable, and as Victorinox has tested it so much, it has proven to be very, very tough. Now, one thing I would say, like, on this model, the second hand doesn't quite line up with the indices. That's one little pet peeve I have about this, but other than that, I'd say everything on the dial is fine. Now, comparing this to like a Tag Heuer, though, they also use Ronda movements, so it should give you the same performance as the Formula 1, and I think this actually looks better than the Formula 1 myself, too. So, yeah, now moving on. Well, actually, before they were shut, I'm going to describe the strap that comes with this watch, because this strap I have here is a leather strap we got off Amazon, and actually we're going to place a link in the description for the strap, too, if you like that. So, the strap that actually comes with this watch is a very high-quality leather, not leather, rubber strap. Very thick, very chunky. It has these nice expanders here so it can stretch over a wetsuit, as this is a dive watch rated to 200 meters. Yeah, very, very high quality. It is genuine rubber. It's not like a plastic that's made to act like rubber. It is genuine rubber, so very high quality. Nice stainless steel pin buckle there. I like pin buckles. They keep it simple. Never have problems with them. I've had problems with the points. It gets annoying, just like a standard pin buckle. So yeah, now moving on to a wrist shot. So, this watch I would definitely not recommend for those of you who have small wrists. It is very, very large. 45 millimeters, extremely thick as well, especially if it's a Zulu strap like this, where the strap raises it off. But if you have a larger wrist, it will be perfect on you. It looks very, very good. But yeah, huge. I'd say it is very large, so if you do have a small wrist, I would not go for this, but otherwise, it looks incredible on the wrist. I really like the beveled polished edges, make it really shine. And I would say, again, looks better than a Formula 1. I'm just kind of pushing that because that I think is one of their competitors. I'd say this competes very well with that. So overall, this watch is, as I said, available in around the $500 range. We'll put a link in the description here if you want to purchase it. But actually, one thing I forgot to mention is it also is now recently available in a stainless steel band. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to check out that band, but I've seen some of Victorinox's other stainless steel bands, and they seem to be very high quality. And I felt them, and they've actually, again, I'd say better than the Formula 1 strap. Better than the Formula band. So yeah, we'll also, we might put a link in the description for that as well if you want to check that out. But yeah, very, very high quality watch. I'm very impressed with this. I'd say for the price point of around $500, I'd say it easily matches up to a Formula 1, and yeah, very high quality. Sorry, sapphire crystal, I didn't mention that, so yeah, there you got that for you. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and watch our others. Thank you.